We are here to tell you about the future of NFTs and e-learning. The world is changing rapidly and we want you to stay ahead, which is why we're gonna dive into the 5 big things that NFTs have to offer e-learning.
We got 5 use cases for you, and we have a free masterclass for you to check out so that you have success in your e-learning program every single time you build one. Build it, NFT. What is an NFT?
An NFT is a non-fungible token. It is basically a piece of digital art. Here, let me show you. This could be an NFT right here. A little person, right? A little smile. We digitize that, and that's an NFT.
And how NFTs work is this piece of digital art lives on the blockchain. The blockchain is like this chain of data, right? So there's this chain of data, and this little guy is like, I live right here.
And then another chain of data underneath to make it, that's why it's called the block, because it blocks and stacks on top of each other.
And you know what this means? This means that whoever owns this NFT, their ownership lives on the blockchain.
So the blockchain.
This chain of data right here says that Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peppers right here. In addition to being a digital form of art that the blockchain says Peter Piper owns, it also can have additional ownership rights. So this art can literally say that in the real world, Peter Piper owns a patch of pickled peppers. That's his patch of pickled peppers that this thing says that he owns in the real world.
Which is really, really cool. And there are going to be huge applications in e-learning with NFTs.
So the first thing you can use NFTs for in e-learning is you can sell an NFT, and when someone buys it, they have access to your course. So what does this mean? This means that if you have a Netflix subscription, here's the example. If you have a Netflix subscription, Netflix could technically sell you an NFT, and you use that NFT, and since you bought that NFT, you get access to Netflix. Same thing, you sell the NFT, someone buys this NFT, and since they own this NFT, they have access to your course. Which brings us to the second point, which is you can use NFTs to grant access.
Access. This is another big thing. For example, let's say that you have a membership site. Let's say you have multiple courses, a course library, whatever the case may be. With an NFT, it will give this learner access to that membership site, which is really cool.
And you can give that access for free. So the difference between number 1 and number 2 here is number 1, you're selling that NFT. And number 2, you're granting, we should write that down probably, grant access. You are granting access to your course by giving someone, you're giving it away, you're giving the NFT away, but yet again, they're accessing your course. So the third thing you can use NFTs for is badges.
Badges. So a lot of people out there, which is great. Again, remember, ask your learners, they want to create interactivity throughout their courses. And a big thing that you could do is that you can win badges. Instead of winning badges, you can use NFTs as the reward. So replacing badges with NFTs.
So we teach a lot about milestones. So when you are building the milestones for your course, you can give away an NFT when someone completes a milestone. So if you have 5 milestones in your course, you can literally give away 5 badges, which are NFTs. Which brings us
to number 4,
which is gamification.
Gamification, huge thing.
This is building on the badge system. So what you can do is you can use these NFTs, and when they collect all the badges, they can unlock new things. So basically within your course, you can have NFTs, right? NFTs, wow, lots of different colors and things. NFTs that give you access when you collect them. So the gamification piece is as you complete the course, you collect these badges, and when you get a certain number of badges, you unlock a new NFT, and that NFT gives you access to another course.
And then that NFT could take you to the metaverse where you can even access more online courses.
Exactly.
More of that in other videos.
And then number 5 is certification.
Certification.
This
This
is
one's
probably our
really cool.
favorite.
Absolutely. Because right now, if you get a certification, right, you may get a little piece of paper or a digital document that you download. How amazing would it be if you gave a certification via NFT? The NFT was the certification.
And the reality is, an NFT-based certification is actually a lot more valuable than a paper version of the certification. So when I went and got my yoga certification, all they gave me was a paper. There's no central entity actually saying that I'm certified. I have a paper that has a signature of someone who has the authority to give me that certification. But there's no documentation. Remember, we go back to the Peter Piper.
Peter Piper.
Peter Piper owns this NFT right here, and this NFT lives on the blockchain right here, and that NFT says he owns his patch of pickled peppers, or I guess they're not pickled, they're just peppers. He's gonna pickle them. Well, Peter Piper can also take an online course, get an online certification, he'll get the NFT, and that NFT that he got for his pickled patch of pickled peppers, he has now a second NFT over here that lives, and this NFT is his certification for his pickling course that he's certified for. He got it from that online course, and it lives, the data lives on the blockchain here. So if someone goes to Peter Piper and is like, yo, Peter Piper, show me the data, show me the proof that you got your pickling certification. And he's be like, you know what? Go on the Ethereum blockchain, read that data. It's right here, connected to my NFT, and this is my certification for those peppers.
Instant access to our free masterclass below. That was a mic drop by Jonny Heavy, everybody. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. We'll see you in the next video.